Hello, so it's time for me to talk about my August TBR. We're going to be talking about what I plan on reading in the month of August, as well as what I plan on filming. As always, life is crazy for me right now, so I don't always get every single video filmed. Sometimes I miss videos here and there, so it's not a guarantee. I mean, same for reading. It's not a guarantee. This is just my goals and my expectations. So here are my goals and expectations in case you want to follow along, in case there's any books that tickle your fancy that you'd like to read along with me. So here's a quick look at what I plan on reading in August, primarily fantasy and sci-fi with a little literary fic thrown in there. The first book on this list is Victory of Eagles. This is book 5 in the TBR series. I've been reading them every other month, every other month. So we are on book 5 now. Book 4 ended on quite the cliffhanger, in my opinion. So I'm very excited to get into book 5 and see where we're going next. But this is a dragon and his rider story, but this one is, so many of them are coming of age. This one actually follows a naval man who's established in his career when he finds this egg and it hatches and bonds to him, and then his whole life gets turned upside down, that now he is fighting in this war as a dragon rider instead of as a naval man, but also he has to learn this new dragon rider world and culture, and they're traveling a lot because there's also a lot of conflict in the fact that TBR, the dragon, was not ever meant to be his egg, so there's also some political issues that go on as well. And I have been enjoying the series quite a bit as I've been reading through it, so I am excited for book 5. I also have Ghost Story on my list. This is the next Dresden book. I took a break from reading the full novels to read the short story collection last month, so I'm going to be back into the full novels again, which I'm very excited about because, again, Changes ended on quite the cliffhanger. So looking forward to seeing what in the world we're supposed to do now. And there will be a dedicated spoiler review for this, as always, which you'll see in a bit. And finally, we have Dead Cattail Assassins, which was on my in my video talking about new releases that I'm really looking forward to in this quarter. Dead Cattail Assassins is the one that was kind of a wild card for me in that the description for it is super vague. It's a fantasy about assassins who are not dead and they're not cats, but they live by this code in how they meet, how they are allowed to go about their targets. And naturally, this book, I assume, is going to establish that code a little bit more fully in the beginning, and then we're going to be met with the conflict of, you know, it's not going to work out. And so now our main character has broken one of the rules, which would cause her to either be killed or worse. So this one seems like it could be a little bit of a unique take on the assassin, following the assassin story. And I'm always looking for different types of fantasy, something that's more outside of the box. And I think this might meet that criteria. So I'm really excited about it. I think it could be really good. Then we have Finch, which is the conclusion to the Mushroom trilogy. Actually, I don't know what this trilogy is called. This one that I've been talking about for the last couple months as I've been reading through it. So I'm going to be reading the conclusion this month, and I'm really excited about it because I want to see where this all takes us. I also have Clara and the Sun on my TBR, which will be my first Ishiguro book, and I've actually started this one already. It's upstairs, so I don't have it in my hands, but I got it from the library, and I've already started it, and I'm already loving it. So this follows a AR. She is a robot who starts out in the storefront, and people are just kind of perusing, looking at these robots that are going to assist them. And it seems like here at the beginning of the book, I've read 23 pages of it so far, it seems like they're going to be kind of servants of the household, essentially. Like they assist in the day-to-day things, and they clearly have consciousness as well. And the people are just walking through the shop, just talking about them in this very robotic way. Like, oh, that model has glitches though. I'm not sure I want that. No, that model that's been resolved, that's okay. No, it still seems like a risk. And the whole time the robots are just standing there smiling, like just waiting to either be picked or passed by, as if they're not comprehending what's being said about them. But then there's also, because they're solar, I assume, this is what I've taken from it, that they're solar charged, they also have this affinity towards the sun and this sort of reverence towards the sun. So That's all I'll say about it right now, but I'm really enjoying it just in these few pages that I've read. So I'm pretty excited about this one as well. And then we have Mercy of Gods, which I don't know a load about. This is the author duo that wrote the Expanse series, which again, this was on my list of books that I plan on reading, or new releases that I'm excited about for the quarter, and in that I admitted to you that I did DNF The Expanse way back when, and this book might make me change my mind and actually give it a go again. And I was already excited about it because I feel like it's a really good way for me to give this author another try and potentially ease me back into trying the series, because I don't even remember why I DNF'd it at the time. But Alan from Library of Alexandria got an early copy and loved it. Ben from Overly Average Ben also got an early copy, also loved it, and Ben hasn't read The Expanse either, and is now going to try The Expanse possibly because he enjoyed this book so much. So I am really excited. Like, I want to read it so bad. And someone on my Discord got an early copy too because his bookstore put it out early accidentally, and so he got it early and he's been reading it and he's been loving it too. So I'm just very excited. I want to read it. I want to read it too. And then last is a literary fiction, and it's called The Husband. My Husband. And I don't know anything about this other than that it's literary fiction, but it's also, I think, kind of like domestic thriller vibes. I haven't looked into this one at all because of what my friend who recommended it to me, what she said about it. It sounded like the type of book that you just need to go into and not really know a lot about. I just know that it's incredibly aggravating and a lot to talk about. Like, you need to express your feelings after you've read it. So I'm gonna read it so we can talk about it. Almost everything that I have on this list is relatively short. Like almost every book on this list is 300 pages or less. In fact, Mercy of Gods might be the only book that's decently over 300 pages, but even it I don't think is crazy long. So this seems like too many books for me, because lately about 5 books a month is where I am. So this seems like too many books for me, but since it's a list of short books, you know, we'll see. Okay, let's talk about what I plan on making videos on this month. So assuming I can get all the videos, assuming I can do 2 videos a week, like, you know, is the goal. Some of the videos this month have already gone up. So we've already done a vlog, we've already done a wrap up, and now we're doing a TBR. So the next video on Thursday, my goal, because this is something that's highly specific and you may not care. But lately, with the books I've been picking these last few months, there are books that I've been so excited for and been wanting to read so bad and sure that I would love, and then I feel a little bit like middle of the road or even disappointed about them. And then books that are way outside of what I would typically choose for myself that I pick up because of a buddy read or because someone recommended it to me, and it ends up like being my new favorite thing. And so a lot of my favorite books lately have been surprises, and a lot of books lately that I should be enjoying, I'm enjoying less. So I just want to take some time this week to do some introspection, look at all of my favorite books, kind of try to find a common thread so that I can follow that thread and lean into what I'm loving. Because it might be a simple case of my tastes are changing, or it might be something else. So I want to do a sort of like introspective reevaluating my tastes and reevaluating what I'm loving lately video. And until I actually take the time to do that, I don't exactly know what that video is going to end up looking like at the end of it. So it could take many forms. I just need to do the first steps and pull all those 5 stars that I've had lately and just kind of like figure out what I need to do. Like where should I go from here? So again, highly specific video, very focused on just like me and my taste. So I recognize that that's not going to be very interesting to a lot of people, but it's what I'm going to be doing. And if you want to hang out with me while I do it, then cool. Not while I do it. While I discuss it. Oh no. Next I have the Getting My Life Together video, which I put on my schedule to do, I think 2 months ago, and it's still not happened. So I was working on an audiobook for Tim, for my friend, and for Hello Future Me, and with 2 audiobooks. And I converted that whole section of my room to like build out a sound booth because I don't do audiobooks anymore. So I don't have a sound booth anymore. So I had to like make one. I made a blanket fort. And I need to tear it down now because I'm done with the audiobooks and it needs to go away. And then also, I just have books everywhere. Like, you see me pulling books from the floor all the time. These bookshelves are real. So many people all the time are like, what? I thought that was a green screen. These are real bookshelves. My books should go on them, but they go on the floor. So I need to pick up my books and put them on the shelves and clean up this space because it's rough. It's rough in here. You don't see so much of this room, but it's not good. So I need to do that, and I figured you could hang out with me while it's like a reorganizing my bookshelves kind of video is basically what I need to do, just more. On the 15th, I have a vlog. I figured since I'm loving Claire and the Sun so much, and it is definitely a book that's worth discussing, which by the way, I'm buddy reading that with Jimmy and Joanna. I didn't mention that earlier, but we're discussing it as we're reading it, and it's great, but I figured it would be a good vlog book, and I think since Dead Cat Assassins, or Dead Cat Assassins, whatever that book is called, is also looks like it could be like a really interesting story that's more typical fantasy but a little bit different. I thought that could be a good vlog book too, so I think I'll probably pair those two up and just do a reading vlog. And then another vlog immediately after that, possibly. I thought it would be fun since Mercy of the Gods will be my first official entry with these authors since I didn't finish the first Expanse book. I figured it would be fun to kind of discuss it because from what I've seen from my friends who are reading it, it seems like there's a lot to talk about and a lot to gush about. So assuming I like the book, either a dedicated review or a vlog style review, one of those two might happen. Now, if I don't like the book, if I'm lukewarm on it, then this video is not going to happen because I think a dedicated review for me is like, I love this book, I'm over the moon about the book, or like, I hate it and I need a rant. But if it's like a 3-star book, then this video won't ever happen. But I feel I'm gonna like it. But I also don't know what my taste is anymore, so I guess we'll just see. On the 22nd, I don't know yet what I'm going to film. I like to leave a little bit of space when I plan these out. Leave one that's just like, I don't know, I'm not making plans. Just in case, you know, inspiration strikes halfway through the month and I'm like, I have an idea. And I want to do it now. And then this Dresden review is for Ghost Story. It's for the next Dresden book. I know my Dresden people are going to want to see that Dresden video up way earlier, but this is where it is. Because I'll probably be reading that Dresden book a little bit later in the month. And then finally, the last video on my schedule for August is a TBR, because I don't like doing TBRs this late in the month. I imagine it's for anybody who wants to see what I'm reading and wants to get an idea of what I'm going to be making videos on and maybe wants to hop in on 1 or 2 of the books I'm planning on reading so that you can discuss it with me. I don't figure it's helpful for me to put the video out like, what, 6 days into the month. So I'm trying to put these out. I would like to put these out before the month end, just for those people who are interested in following along. So we'll do a TBR that day, and then the following Tuesday, which is not on the list, will be a wrap up. So those are the books that I plan on reading in the month of August, the videos that I plan on filming in the month of August. If you enjoy these videos, if you like seeing what my plans are, then thanks so much for joining me for this, and I would love to chat with you more in the comments. If there's any particular videos that you're interested in more than others, if there's suggestions you want to make, you know, I'm always open to hear what you're interested in seeing as well. So do chat with me more in the comments. I'll see you again soon. Bye.